What is up, everyone? It is Artistic Sunrise here, coming back at you with another video. So today I am going to show you the books that I am bringing on vacation with me. I'm not trying to brag that I'm going on vacation or anything, so do not take this the wrong way, but I'm debating whether or not I should actually vlog while I'm on vacation. And so let me know down in the comments if you think that would be a fun idea, if you think you would like that. But I'm just going to be sitting around and reading a lot. I'm going to be reading a lot on the car ride. So I've got a little TBR planned. Will I get to all these books? I don't know. There are 6 books, maybe 5. I don't know. Maybe more. We will see. So let's get right into this video before it turns into an eternity long. So the first book that I might be bringing, this is the only book that I don't know about. It is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. So this book, if I'm being honest with you, it's almost 600 pages long. It's a thick boy. But right now, I'm currently about 150 pages into Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and I am absolutely loving this. I cannot wait for the TV series to come out on the Grisha trilogy. I am in love with this world. If you have not read it, please read it. I will lend you my books if I know you. The book is okay. But I do not know if I will be able to finish this and then get to this within the next week. So if I do by any chance get to this book, I will probably start reading this before I leave for vacation and then just finish it on vacation, hopefully. But this is the one that I'm questionable about. I don't know if I'm gonna bring it or not. By the way, if you don't know what the Six of Crows duology is about, it is based off of the Shadow and Bone trilogy, which is Leigh Bardugo's first trilogy based in the Grisha world. And so basically it follows a new cast of characters, and the cast of characters are going on a heist, and so they are going on an impossible heist. And so the little quote here is six dangerous outcasts, one impossible heist. So these characters have to go through a lot of troubles along the way, and they're doing this because they have they really don't have any other choice. And I am loving the cast of characters right now. I am connecting with them, and I just love Leigh Bardugo's writing. She is definitely one of my new favorite authors, and I really suggest that if you haven't read any of her books and you're looking for like a fantastical type of book, I really suggest her writing. Her writing is beautiful and captivating, and I just really suggest her writing. So yeah, also Netflix is coming out with a TV show based on her first trilogy and this duology in a mix. So that's coming out in April. I'm so excited. So the next 3 books that I have here are rereads that I just feel like rereading again because I'm in that type of mood. So the next book that I have here is One Pair of Summer by Danez Grover Swank. I can never pronounce her last name. But this book is a heartwarming story, and I love this book so much. This is by far my favorite contemporary. and it is definitely in the top 5 books that I'm holding close to my heart. I cannot forget this story. I read it about a year ago, and I cannot forget it. I stayed up till 1 a.m. reading this book, and I normally go to bed on weekends till at 11. So, I was loving this book if I stayed up till 1 a.m. And yes, I do go to bed at 11 on weekends. Weekdays, I go to bed at 10. I've got like a schedule. I'm an early riser, kind of, sometimes. I don't know. Depends if I can or not. But, so in this book, you're following a girl named Sophie, and her parents divorced a little over a couple years ago, and so you're following her, and her mom is making her go to Paris, where her dad now lives, and her dad is having a wedding with her stepmom. So now she is in the predicament of her new stepsister does not like her at all, whatsoever. No. And so her stepsister is really mean to her, and she is pulling all these pranks on her, being really mean, and her friends are in on it, and Sophie is just like trying to play piano because she is a phenomenal piano player, and she is trying so hard to practice for auditions for when she gets back from summer vacation to get into her dream school. And so she has to find a place to practice, and when she does find this place to practice, she meets a boy, and this boy and her start to get really close, and it's just a bunch of feelings and mixed. I'm doing an awful job of explaining this, but I promise you it is amazing. Just please read it. Please read it. Yeah. The next book that I have here, I have been wanting to reread this series for over a year now. I just am not ready to reread it because of how much heartbreak it caused me. I'm gonna tear up right now. So this series is The Darkest Minds, my favorite series of all times. I'm finally starting my reread on this. This is my good copy of The Darkest Minds. My other one is hidden behind The Darkest Legacy. It has no cover on it, and it's really beat up, but you know what? It's been read at least 5 times, not only by me, but I've read it at least 3 times. I've lent it out to a couple of friends. It's been traveling, and, yeah. But this book means so much to me in my heart. This is one of the first series that got me into reading, that really it made me develop a love for reading. So I have a really close connection to this book in the series in a whole, and I'm just really ready to get into this world again and fall in love with these characters all over again and finally read The Darkest Legacy, because that is one of my goals by halfway through this year. That is one of my goals, to read The Darkest Legacy. But, so, if you don't know, this book basically follows our main character, Ruby, and this is a dystopian book in the United States, and basically a virus has broken out, and this virus is killing off all the kids in the United States. They don't know how or why, but basically these kids get surges of power, and their mind just kind of like goes into overflowing mode, overpower mode, overheating, that type of thing, and they die. So basically, the government is not scared of the kids that have died or the places that they've left. They don't care about that. They are scared of the kids that are surviving this thing, because those kids have powers, because their brain did not have the effect that majority of the kids' brains did. So there are different powers, and there are levels with these powers. Green are smart kids. They develop the power to be they're really smart. They're really good at puzzles, and they basically know everything like that. So then you have blue, which have they can lift things up with their mind. I'm having a complete brain fart right now. Yellows can control electricity, reds can control fire, and then oranges can control people. And Ruby is an orange, and she is hunted because of her power, and she has a lot of troubles because of who she is. And so one day she gets broken out of this reformatory camp that they have made for these kids that have survived, and she finds out who these people, and she finds these group of kids after she is broken out, and they just go on an adventure, and it is a really heartwarming story. I'm doing an awful job of describing it. I really suggest you guys read this if you have not already. This is by far my favorite author. Alexandra Bracken is by far my favorite author of all times, and her books just hit me the right way and making me cry and everything like that. Out of breath. The last book that I will be rereading for this trip is The Siren by Kiera Cass. Main reason for this, I've been really wanting to reread this, plus it's a pretty short book. Also, it takes place at the beach near the ocean. I'm gonna be near the ocean at a beach reading this. What better place to really feel it than that? So this is another book that really got me into reading. I read this the same time that I read this, so they kind of work as a pair. In this book you follow In this book you follow your main character, Kylan, and she is a siren. And basically, I'm just going to read the back because I have not read this since 7th grade, and I remember very little about it, so I'm going to read the back. Kaylin is a siren, bound to serve the ocean by using her voice to lure humans to their death at sea. A single word from Kaylin can kill, but she can't resist spending her days on land, wishing she could speak and live freely among ordinary people. A Kinley is human, a kind, handsome boy who's everything Kaylin's ever dreamed of. And though she can't talk to him, they begin to form a connection Kaylin doesn't want to ignore. Falling in love with a human breaks all the ocean's rules. But for the first time in a lifetime of following the rules, Kaylin is determined to follow her heart. That doesn't get you to read this book. I don't know what will. The next book that I plan to read is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I started this around this time last year, and I got about 150 pages into it. I was really enjoying it. I just kind of wasn't in the contemporary mood anymore. So I'm very excited to pick this up and actually read it this time. And may I say, The sprayed edges have gotten a little bit messed up, but you know, we're good. I was lucky to find sprayed edges, honestly, with this book. Just adds it that much more, plus the fan art inside. I know I shouldn't be obsessing about this right now, but I am. So, again, I'm just going to read the back because it's easier that way. Also, I haven't really read this. So, Kath is a Simon Snow fan. Okay, the whole world is a Simon Snow fan, but for Kath, being a fan is her life, and she's really good at it. She and her twin sister run and involved themselves in the Simon Snow series when they were kids. It's what got them through their mother leaving. Reading, rereading, hanging out with Simon Snow forums, writing Simon Snow fanfiction, dressing up like characters for every movie premiere. Kath's sister is mostly grown away from fandom, but Kath can't let it go. She doesn't want to. Kath's sister has mostly grown I can't even read right. I'm sorry, guys. Now that they're going to college, Ren has told Kath she doesn't want to be roommates. Kath is on her own, completely outside from her comfort zone. She's got a surly roommate with a charming, always-around boyfriend, a fan-fiction writer professor who thinks a fiction writing professor who thinks fanfiction is the end of the civilized world, a handsome classmate who only wants to talk about words, and she can't stop worrying about her dad, who's loving and fragile and has never been alone. For Kath, the question is, can she do it? Can she make it without Ren holding on? Is she ready to start living on her own? And does she even want to move on if it means leaving Simon Snow behind? So, Simon Snow in this, Rainbow Rowell actually wrote the Simon Snow series. It's like Harry Potter, but it's not at the same time. Harry Potter is set in the UK. This is set in the United States, and it has vampires and other stuff in it. And I don't know. I can't really compare the two because I haven't read either of them. I am going to start reading Harry Potter, though, so don't yell at me just yet. But I'm very excited for this. I think that it will be a cute, heart-filling read. And what I did read of it, I was obsessed with it, so yeah. And the last book to this really, really long video is the last book in the Trials of Apollo series, The Tower of Nero by Rick Riordan. When I tell you I am not emotionally ready for this book, I mean it. Rick Riordan says that this is the last book that he's writing with the Percy Jackson characters in it, and I just can't even get that through my head because I'm so obsessed with these books. These books, I have my childhood built around them. I grew up listening to my mom reading these books for me at bedtime, and I don't think I can actually say goodbye to these characters. It has been a 15-book series, long. It has been a 15-book long ride, and I'm not ready to say goodbye. I'm just not. I'm gonna cry. Okay. Before I actually start crying, let me tell you what this series is about. This series is basically about the god Apollo, and he is sent down to Earth because of something he did, and Zeus is punishing him for it. So he is sent down to Earth to be a human, and he has to go through trials and without any of his powers, and by doing this, he discovers how how horrible it is to be a human. How hard it is, the hardships that he goes through, and just everything to go with that. So yeah, Rick Riordan's books have been a real impact on my life, and I don't think I'd be the same person without actually reading them. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this one, but I'm not ready. Chances are I'll be reading this on the way down there, and I'll be sobbing in the back, and my dad will just look back and just be like, again. That's how my dad is. That's how I am. I cry with books. Don't get me wrong, I do. And if I am the only one who cries to every book they read, I'm fine with that. You know, I am fine with that. Wrong one. I am fine with that. So that is my TBR for vacation. This one might not go depending if I read it before vacation or not. So I'm only going to be there a week, guys. I don't think I'll be able to get all this reading done within a week. But we will see. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I will see you in my next video. I hope if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you like this channel, make sure to subscribe. If not, that is completely fine. It is your choice. So I will see you in my next video, and yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week, and great reading and drawing, because my channel is not only a reading channel, even though it's mostly a reading channel and I haven't done an art video in forever. This ending is very long, I'm sorry. Alright, bye.